What is up, App Nation? Happy New Year. It is so good to be back. We've been off for a couple of weeks, 3 to be exact, and we are refreshed and back at it right now, bringing you all the latest and greatest. So we're back to our normally scheduled Friday live streams. I hope you had a happy holidays and a happy year. I just want to say hi to Joe, who's been in the comments with me, showed up early. We got Seth. We're going to take a look at your app. Matthew, he's been able to grow his app. So congratulations to you. And then Elmsar, welcome. Happy New Year. We've got Rudy. What's happening, brother? And then Ruslan is here. And also we've got Roman is here as well. And then ASOMobile and ASO Pro from ASOMobile. And so right off the bat, we do have a new sponsorship with ASOMobile. And so this video is going to be all about App Store optimization 2022. I'm going to show off and talk about ASO and how it's transformed and what you should be focused on in 2022, as well as taking you inside the tools and how you would optimize your app with some of the data. I've got a chance to take a look at ASOMobile, and I really love what I'm seeing so far. So it's really, really good. And I'll go into it. So it's just going to be me today. Next week, we'll have our normal guest. But today, I really wanted to spend more time looking at your apps because we have a long list of all the app audits and really break down ASO for you guys. So I'm glad you guys are here. Look at this. There's good people here too. Wow. Rassi's. Miguel, let me say hi to a few more people. What's up, Miguel? Good to see you. Rassi. Umut. And then Atakan. You guys are like really getting me to say that. All right, let's get into it. So the first off, we got Seth. Seth, we got your app right now. Let me share my screen. Boop, 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 boop. You like my sound effects? All right. Great. All right, Seth. So you got a QR code reader. You want ASO, screenshots, icon, visibility, paywall, all that jazz. That's what we're here for. That's why we do these app audits. So if you guys want us to take a look at your app, all you got to do is go to appmasters.com/audit, appmasters.com/audit. All right, let's take a look at Seth's app real quick. So Seth, first off, I'm going to look at the Spanish Mexico localization. See if you've been following our channel. Oh, looks like you haven't. Where you been, my friend? All right, so the US App Store, for those who are not familiar, for those who are familiar, I know a lot of you guys probably are like, Steve, we know this already. But the US App Store indexes the Spanish Mexico localization. So Seth, here you want a whole different set of keywords in the title and the subtitle. You don't want the same thing, right? So if you have QR code, you might want to put QR code reader together. That might help you better than just being QR code and then barcode reader. Okay. So you're giving up the whole like Spanish stuff, and you have the Spanish screenshots, which are great, but at the same time, like have a whole new set of keywords. And in the keyword field, you can even have a whole new set of keywords in there too. So for those who are, I'm going to say it to you, and I'm probably going to repeat myself for those who've been with us for a long time. What I typically do, what I have in this US subtitle, I put in the MX title, and then the keywords that are valuable in the US keyword field, I put in the Spanish Mexico subtitle. Okay, so go with that. All right, let's take a look here. I like your screenshots. I think the only thing that I would say with your screenshots is I don't know what makes you different from all the other QR code readers. So that's something to think about. Like, why is it just the normal QR code reader? If that's it, that's fine, right? But at the same time, like put in some social proof, whether it's a user testimonial. What is it that makes you really different? Now, if you have this QR code creation tool, I don't know if you let me track it too, if you give me some analytics. Let's take a look. But what I would lean into is, just because we have experience doing this ASO for QR codes, readers, and this type of app, might lean into a little bit more of the generator aspect versus the reader aspect, especially because we talked about this in the past. I feel like most people are starting to realize it's like having a flashlight app, for instance. It's like, come on, like it's built in already. And the camera is really built in, has a QR code reader anyways. So you might want to think about putting in the leaning into the QR code generator and creator versus the reader part. All right. That's some feedback for you. Let's take a look. So I have your app within ASOMobile.net, ASOMobile.net. The what I'm really into when I'm right now, when I added your, I'm looking at the keyword finder, right? And so what we're able to find, and we can even do certain suggestions. So what I like about this tool is like they're giving me a lot of keywords, right? Rather than bouncing back and forth in terms of like how to using a different tool to generate keywords. Because unlike other ASO tools, like you have to find out the keywords, right? And the keywords they suggest generally aren't that good, but this is actually pretty decent. And then they do low competitiveness, right? They have long tail ones. They have the most relevant ones, the most popular ones. So it's sorted by traffic. And then they even give you this KEI keyword. So I'm going to look into the low competition ones because looking at your app, it doesn't look like you get many downloads a day. So you want to focus in on the more less competitive terms and then go after those. So let's see if we can find any here. These are more like photo scans, quick QR scan, but not a lot of traffic for this one. So not a lot of keywords here. The other, let me go into, and then this section is, these are the keywords that you're actually indexed for already. So I want to try to find some like generator ones. Oh yeah, here we go. Creator. Okay, you're not for creator. All right, let's go into this real quick. So dash. All right. The dashboard, you're not ranking well for a lot of keywords, unfortunately. So I'm going to add a few keywords in here for you. So these are the ones that I put in here. So if you think about QR code generator, right? It has less traffic than, about the same traffic as scanner, but a little bit less competition. And so it's still super competitive, but at the same time here, let me add some keywords too for you. So QR code creator, I know, is another one, and then QR code maker. This is why I would lean into it, because I do think that more people are willing to pay for a creator and a maker versus a reader, right? And so here is why I like this, right? Like you're starting to find this word code maker is a little bit less competitive, right? And QR code generator, according to ASOMobile, is this KEI just means the combination of traffic and difficulty. And so the higher it is, the better it is. That means it has good traffic and a decent difficulty score. So QR code is probably incorrect here in that I know it's probably really competitive. And this is probably pretty competitive too, but I would try to find this generator 3.5 now, decent traffic, and maker. These are like lower traffic, but lower competition too. And if you're just starting off and you're not pushing, you don't have any paid marketing, then these are the type of keywords I would go after. All right, cool. And I see a lot of questions in here too. So Joe's got some good people. All right, let's get into the app itself. Here we go, guys. And Seth input in here, just for those who weren't here in the very beginning. Let me pull up Seth's messaging. Okay. He says, one problem I have is that my retention is really low. It was higher before I added a paywall, but after adding a paywall, the retention dropped a lot. Now, I believe, and we talked about this in 3 weeks ago, it was almost a month ago, but in my previous YouTube live stream, I love that live stream. If you guys haven't checked out, go check it out. It's about how to really sell your app, but we talk a lot about like best practices for growing your app too. And so one of the things he said, and I fully believe with, and I'm glad he said it too, is that the people who pay attention. So that's like, you want to get people to pay because they're actually going to probably use your app. But let's take a look at what you might be doing right or wrong with this. So scan QR codes, like it, generate QR codes. Okay. Save history. Cool. Next. Start a paywall. And we had this in the comments, like 199 is a little bit too low, in my opinion. It's almost this like perceived value. Like, is this really a good app? Because it's only 199. Like, what's the point of this? So I would try to think this through, and I might add a yearly value or a yearly pricing. If you are okay with 199 a month, that's about $24 a year. So try a monthly offer for, let's say, 399, and then a yearly offer for 20 bucks. And that way, if you can get a few people to buy the $20, you've just increased your lifetime value of a user and your average order size. So think about doing that. And if you looks like you're new to the channel, Seth, because what we've been promoting is a longer pricing page. And what's lacking here is a little bit of social proof. Like, you want to overcome objections on your pricing page. So I don't really see this. And because you're a QR code scanner, I've heard this from people in the audience, you might want to think about like having a video. Sometimes video hurts conversions, but I was talking to some developer and he said, I actually saw improvement with video. Now he's got a video type of app. And I think with the QR code scanner, it is sort of video oriented. So you might want to test that. But even if you don't do that, go with the longer pricing page and then really to talk through. I like the benefits here, but some of the social proof elements too. You can look at our YouTube stuff and you'll figure it all out. The best one I would say to check out is the title is 4x. This app developer 4x's app revenues. And he went from $250 a month to $1,000 a month with just 15 downloads a day. So if you're getting 15 downloads a day, you don't need more downloads. You just need to do this. And I don't mind this paywall because I can do this. I can exit out. Cool. Get to, here's my new little sound drop machine, guys. All right. Create. So what's also lacking here, and I'm going to do this. This is my favorite thing to do. Is I just want to see the second time user experience. You're doing with the camera as well, which is fine. I don't have a thing. But what's also lacking on here, Seth, is your the a way for me to upgrade on this page, right? I have statistics that say 25% of all your first opens come back for the second open. So let me break that down. That means 75% of your users who open your app for the first time do not come back for the second time. All right. So that second time user experience should be one, either pushing your subscription again, or two, more importantly, you should have a way for me to upgrade on this, what I call the homepage. So I'm gonna hit yes, and then you're probably gonna do this. Yeah. Okay, good. I'm glad you're doing that. I think you could just pop it up, frankly, instead of saying, are you enjoying it? So here, there should be a way for me to upgrade, right? Instead of you hiding it in the settings feature, there should be a way for me to upgrade. So let me try creating, which I don't like the creation button here too. I hate that you're hiding it at the top left when there's all this blank code right here, especially in an empty state. So I don't like it, but whatever. That's just me and me nitpicking. Okay, I like that there's pro features here. I love it. Okay. So because I know this now with the pro, you could, the messaging over here on the top, I don't want you to see my messy desk, but up here could be create a QR code to all your social media platforms, right? And so that's what I would lean into and then have some pricing here. But looks like I can create unlimited QR codes without having to pay you, right? So anything else you want me to cover? Because I think that I've covered enough. And let me get into some of the comments that people have. All right. I wonder if I can filter off of. So Seth says, I randomly show a monthly, weekly, or yearly. I would love to know which one's converting better. Planning to add an option to select pricing in the future. Good. All right, cool. Everybody else is, that's why I need a producer or somebody. I agree. Where would the update look good on the homepage? Yeah, so I think anywhere really, right? Like, let me go back to the camera. Here up top, we talked about this. Even here in the create, you have so much room here, right? I would probably lock people maybe let them create 2 or 3, but be like, create unlimited QR codes. You have messaging here. I think we're giving away too much stuff. We're hoping that people use our apps a lot, but mobile usage is down. Like, where's the mobile usage? Anytime they put like mobile usage so high, that's in all like the streaming apps and social media apps, not like these productivity apps, in my opinion. So that's why I feel like, hey, this is where you do it. And then you said the weekly one converts the best, and show the weekly one, right? I've been leaning into this, and I think this is going to be the messaging I put forth in 2022 in terms of monetization. I've been leaning into having 3 different plans, where the third plan is a complete decoy, right? So have whatever, for you, Seth, it might be weekly. Fine. Have your weekly plan, have your monthly, have your yearly, but that third plan is just a decoy, should get users to actually buy the plan that you want them to buy. And I have some case studies that I'm going to share with you guys in the future, but that's where I would do it. Okay. Weekly one converts the best, he says. Cool. A lot of comments that I may not get through. All right, let's get into some of these comments too. Rassi says, we are finally at 220K. I know. I know. Let's see if we can get to 50K this year. That would be the end goal. All right. Okay, from Turkey. I love it. What's up, Adrian? Good to see you. Mark, what's happening, brother? And then Radu. Let's see. And then yeah. I'm just going to go YA. Yeah. Hi, what are good platforms to promote a new app? I tried Facebook ads, but didn't get results. What would you recommend? Search ads. I would recommend search ads. I think search ads is the best platform. I'm going to be creating a video. I don't know when, but I am talking about the easiest search ads campaign that you can set up. We have a search ads playlist that you can see, on how we set up all the different campaigns, but it's like the easiest one you can get going with. I sort of mimic a search ad basic. So Apple has a search ads basic and advanced. Basic, they do all the work and you get no intel. I try to mimic what a basic one would look like, but I put it in advance because then we can have intel and see the data and what keywords are actually performing well for us. So I'll have that video, but I think search ads is probably the best. But really, the honest answer is that it depends on your app, right? So search ads is good. Maybe even think about Google ads depending on the platform you're launching. All right. How do you get social proof I get this question a lot. I should probably create a video out of this. So Yusuf asks, how do you get social proof if you just launch your app? You talked about borrowing social proofs in some videos, but what exactly is that? Okay, good. So there's a couple of things, right? Yusuf, and I would like to know what about your app, but when I say borrow, I'm looking at like scientific proof. So let me pull up my app and I'll show you because I borrowed it. There's a couple of ways you can borrow. One, it's a quote from a famous person. So let's say, there's this Albert Einstein quote about like motivation or hustle, all that stuff, right? You can borrow that. So that means I'm saying like, take that from this. When I had social proof in here, when I first started this platform, it was all about my guests, right? So I was trying to get people onto my podcast, it was just the podcast back in the day, but that was my social proof. Hey, I've talked to the co-founder Shazam. I've talked to these guys, and that I was borrowing social proof. I was leveraging their knowledge and then making it my own. So that's another way. And then let me show my app real quick. So here, right, I have pink noise, and then I've Googled pink noise they said scientifically proven to improve memory. So that's, again, me borrowing. So just put like, whatever your type of app is, research and go to Google and see any stats that you can pull up, right? And then the last thing, I think that's it. So quotes, research, and then if there's anything that you can get from guests or a testimonial, that's what I would do there too. All right. Yeah, James says, ask people in your circle to test your app and give social feedback. That's another way. App Store reviews too, another way too. So great point, James. All right. Rush says, isn't a QR scanner default? Yeah, exactly. Screenshot. Matthew says, do I need to put pricing on my subscription buttons? Not on your subscription buttons, but you do need to have your pricing on this. Some subscription buttons say start free trial or continue, things like that. You can do that. So Chanel says, I can't see anything, low quality. Yeah, I think it's just you, Chanel. Sorry, because people have said it's working for them. And then Matthew said, is there a way to increase the price without uploading an update? Yes. So you can actually adjust your prices within App Store Connect, but you need to make sure your code is pulling dynamically, right, Matthew? So sometimes developers will just hard code in $2.99 for you, maybe $1.99 a month. And so you need to make sure that's actually pulling in dynamically, and that way you can do things on the fly. All right. Okay, I think we're good. Let me just look through the comments real quick. I love that we built a community, guys. Honestly, this is great. I love it because half the time I have no idea which questions are for me, or you guys are just talking amongst yourselves. All right, Deviatrix says, "Hey Steve, does incentivized install still help gain visibility in the App Store?" Deviatrix, yes, we have a video coming up next Wednesday. Now, be careful with it. Legally, I'm not recommending you do anything that is so considered black hat, but it does work, and we've seen it work in the past. And so I'm not promoting it, I'm not suggesting you use it. I'm just answering your question. It does work. And the video is going to be talking about the next week's video about ASO in 2022 is going to talk about how I feel like ASO needs really of a push now. Like you can't just launch an app and hope for it to index. You actually have to give it a little bit of push. Cool. Oh, sorry. Sorry, Matthew. Let me know if I missed any of your questions, guys. But I'll answer this one. Yusuf asks, how successful are your own apps? Not very successful, Yusuf. And that's the honest truth. And frankly, I don't have enough time to really pay attention to this. It's hard to run two businesses at once. It has always been a goal to make my apps more successful, but it's hard to run clients, create content for you guys and try to run my own apps. And so our agency is really successful, but our own apps, I do test out a lot of stuff, but haven't been as successful as I want just because I haven't been able to give it the love and care that it needs. So that's the honest truth too. But I'm super proud of all the people in our audience that have seen success. So it shows that the content's working, but obviously I haven't been able to apply my own content to my own apps. Just been doing it for clients. All right, let's get into the next app. Connie, all right. Good to see you, Connie. Connie, I've probably seen your apps a little bit, and I'm actually in the market for a business phone number. So this is great. She's got this app, and Connie wants me to look at improve ASO, how to improve screenshots, keywords, how to increase organic downloads, keywords to start to Apple search ads. Okay, Google search, lots of stuff. All right, the nutshell. We'll get into all of it. All right. So I don't like this type of screenshot, Connie. And now we can A/B test within Apple. Right now, I would just say like the second number for your business phone or something. I always like to have the first screenshot regurgitate the main keyword that I'm going after. So it looks like your keyword is either business phone number or second phone number or second line, right? Talk about that because it's a premise. And the reason why I do that is in Google AdWords, we like to have in our titles and our description, we like to have the keyword that people are searching for because it bolds and all that stuff. You just want to remind the user they're searching for something. You want to tell them, hey, you found it, right? And so that's why I like it to do it. The thing that I would do next is lead with some social proof. And so whether it's unlimited calling and texting, get local USA numbers and Canada numbers, lead with that. I think this is a blank screen. This is a wasted number 2 screen because within Apple, the search results are just 3 screenshots. So you're just wasting a screenshot here. All right. Cool. Business phone number. That's going to be interesting because I'm curious to see if business phone number. Let's take a quick look at the ASO. So I've got your app right here, loaded within ASOMobile. All right. let's take a look if you rank well for anything yet. So not yet. And then let's take a look at, so you got second phone number, second line, pretty high traffic scores here. What I'm going to do now is add in business phone number. Let's see if it lowercases everything, but I'm a stickler for all this stuff. Ooh. Business phone number 24, not a lot of traffic, very low competition. So I like the idea here. My assumption here, Connie, is that you're going after this keyword because it doesn't have as much competition as like a second number or a second phone number, which is super, super high. So I like this idea. And this is where, back to, I think it was Yusuf's point, you might want to do an incentivized push for this keyword. You're 20, you're 66, but it doesn't look too competitive for you to rank for that one. So you might want to make that push. And then because it's a business phone number, like you might want to think about like, I mean, what I'm trying to say is I think more people are willing to pay for that particular keyword. And with Apple search ads, since you asked that about this, I would think about what are like business oriented keywords that you might be able to try to go after, whether that's like Shopify, Amazon FBA, agency related terms like WordPress, things like that. That might be an interesting way to set up your Apple search ads campaigns too. Those might be keywords I want to go after. Let me see if ASOMobile can find some keywords for us as well. While that loads, Seth says, I know Seth and Joe have been going back and forth. Joe, you're my favorite person next to Steve. That's Joe. I told you, come on to the podcast or to the live stream. I've been wanting to have you on. So maybe 2022 we can make it happen. Okay, let's see if we can find some keywords for you. So I'll go hi, fake number, interesting. So these are, again, ASOmobile.net saying, hey, these are some keywords that you might want to consider. And these are ones that you might want to put in. So business is really good. Phone numbers, second line, you already have that. Trying to see if there's ones that are less competitive. Yeah, maybe this private line. This might be interesting. So decent volume, right? But very low competition. These aren't really anonymous texting. Call now, apparently. So we might want to consider these type of keywords. So I'm going to add these in here to our tracking for you, Connie. And then these might be keywords that you consider. Private line would be interesting too, right? So those are ones that I would copy those and then add it into our keyword monitor for you. So those are the type of, whoops, where's my plus sign? Oh, whoa, I copied everything. All right, that's a little bit crazy. I thought I was only copying the ones that I highlighted. All right, so take a look at that, right? And just take a peek at this. The other thing I want to, for ASOMobile, the other thing I want to take a look at is your Spanish Mexico. Yeah, here you're not doing the Spanish Mexico trick either. So maybe here, because the keyword we found was private line, you want to probably put that in there too. And then what you can do is leave business phone number. I'm fine with it, but like private second line, and then so that you start going after, or second private line, maybe private line. What was it, private line or private number? But you want those keywords together. I prefer now I don't have any data to do this because I think it's too small of a test anyways, but I prefer to keep the keywords phrases together versus separate. And that's just me, I guess, my preference. But also like even in the keyword fields, so I'll put private comma line versus anything else. What was it? Where's our private? Oh yeah, private line. It was private line. Okay, cool. Yeah, so private comma line or private Second, private line. That might be the keywords I try to go after, especially in the beginning days, right? You only have 12. Might want to try to improve your ratings and all that. All right, let's take a look at the app. It's the first week back. I think we might go a little bit longer than we want to. I like the pop-up. I'm gonna allow just because you're there. Okay, now we do have stats on this. Okay, if you don't need the login, don't ask for it. We have stats to say if you can get somebody to pay, show the pricing page before the login, sign up thing. That's what you want to do. Okay, so if you don't need it, don't do it. All right, I'm not sign up. Oh, great. This is probably where I'm gonna hide this so I don't get in trouble. Whoops. So ASOMobile, good to have you guys on here. So they're saying, just to make sure you guys see it as well, is on our ASOMobile. So if we wanted to track this private line, let's see if we can find some other ones. Maybe it's called now. Text from a different number. Ooh, I like that. Maybe for those people in dating. Where's, oh, the plus sign. I got it. Boop. So I can add it easily like that. Oh, the other thing I want to show you guys about ASOMobile is we can do this. So let's say private line, we found a keyword that we're like, hey, pretty decent traffic, low competition. You can get suggestions off of this too. Oh, so it's only one. Bad one to pick. And then we can pick this too. Keyword check. Okay, so it's doing a check on the actual. So I'll let that one load. But yeah, I like the suggestions here. So we can do, let's see if we can do some here. Low competition. Love this. No private lines coming up. Number generator is just about anonymous text. Let's see if this. So here, it gives us better text. And then they have this search traffic, which is daily search traffic. Their algorithm is testing out that. And so you have their algorithm, and then you also have Apple Search Ads score as well. So, which is pretty in line with, what you're seeing. So 5 and 17, good. So that's something to think about. Texter, you're number one. All right, let me sign up for this platform. Yeah, I knew it. You're going to ask me for a verification code. That's what I'm doing right now. Create a password. I would think about like, is this dropping off, right? Like, what is the conversion rate, Connie? Because if you're getting pretty low conversion rate right here, what I would try to do is you hit me with the first screen was like, sign up, all that stuff. Maybe lead with a few benefits first and foremost, and then hit me with the screen. All right, let's get started. Okay. So yeah, if you don't need this, it doesn't seem like you needed all that info. Allow me to X out and get into the app itself. And one critical thing you're missing is, and I know it's coming because I need to actually add a number. So let's do that. Let's just pick this for example. It's pretty cheap. I like this. Oh, Connie, come on, big error right here, right? Like you can't show me this without allowing me to go. Don't just show me a, uh-oh, something went wrong. Allow me to buy. So if I don't have enough credits, you're just dropping me back. Like I have to go find where I can go buy the credits. Where do I even do that? So I know how these apps work, but you should, on that uh-oh page, like get me to charge, right? Or even show me a page where it's like, hey, for 10 bucks, you can get your first number. And so show me some type of pricing during the onboarding sequence. Don't let me go through and add a number and all that stuff. Like lead me into it. Right now, this is completely empty. I have to click on this little button to see. I don't even know where I to add my number anymore. So I have to go here. You got to lead me into making that purchase. I'm here for a second number. Lead me into it. So after I sign up, show me, hey, it's only 10 bucks to get started on your private number. Want to start loading your account? Boom, get it going. Right? Because this page is great. Let me go second open again. This page is great once I have a number, once I start using my app. But this app probably will suck and not work if I don't have a number, right? So lead me, guide me through this. All right. Let's get into some of these things. Again, guys, if I missed your comments, just ask it again because there's a lot of stuff here. Okay. There's a good question that I found from Hush. Let me see. Yeah, I missed it earlier. Hush says, what's a good ratio for monthly, yearly, lifetime subscription? Hush, I don't think there's a good ratio that you should be looking for. You want more people. The number you should be thinking about is lifetime value, right? Most people, I'd say like it's 80% of the people who sign up for a yearly stay on the next year. So you want that lifetime value number to go up. That's when your business is really going to take off. That's what I've learned from running my own agency is the lifetime value of a customer is way more important. So with the lifetime subscription plan, because it's not even subscription, for every customer, you're making whatever you charge. So if you're charging 25, you're only getting $25 from them throughout their entire life. But for a yearly, if you even charge, let's say $20, right, or even 15 might be a better example. If you charge 15, well, 80% are probably going to stay on, right? So your lifetime value just gone up. Let's say 100% stay on. It's now $30. And if they, let's say 50% stay on, well, now you just increased that. So that's why we've been trying to push yearly much more. But I don't think you need to think about like, what's a good blend? No, it's to think about like what's going to convert the best and also what's going to keep my users on the longest for you to make that income. Okay. Let me skip through some of these. So unless I see a little question mark, I'm going to skip through some of this stuff. All right. Ram says, Steve, do you know if those trending leaning screenshots actually convert better? I'm not sure, Ram. I like them visually, but I'm actually going away from them now. So yeah, that's what I would say. Yeah. Hush says, do you offer a lifetime at all? Again, it's the decoy, right? I think the lifetime is good as a high price point to anchor off and make the yearly plan look really good. So that's why I would have lifetime. That 4X case study that I talked to you guys about earlier, 4X's revenues with just 15 downloads a day from $250 to $1,000 a month. He does have a lifetime offer and he saw pretty good success. So I think it's app dependent, but I like to stay away from lifetime if I can. If lifetime is there, it's only to anchor off and make the yearly look good. All right. Rudy, all right. What's up, Rudy? There's some changes incoming to Google Play that apps with subscriptions have to provide constant improvements like new content. Otherwise, they should be one-time payment. Is iOS next? I think iOS has always talked about that. Like, hey, but it's going to be hard for Google or Apple to monitor that at all. Maybe it's only because even if you think about content, Rudy, like how are they going to show that new content is built? We don't always actually need to put a new build into the app stores if we have new content. So I think it's going to be hard to police. It's just them saying like, hey, be careful, guys. I think it's more of a Apple and Google trying to be strict, and it's going to be hard to really police that. Cool. I think we're good in terms of. Pre says, please take apart Google Play Store. I think you're talking about just like go into it. And then F says, FA? Maybe it's FA. Anyways, 80% retention sounds impossible. I don't know what that means. Maybe there's been some comments at everything else. All right. Take a look at Google Play Store. All right. We will. Let's do it. Let's do it. Okay. We're going to talk with Remy first. We're going to take a look at his app. So let me pull up his app, and it's all going to be Google Play now. All right. Hush. Remy's here in the comments. What's up, Remy? Good. So Hush apps and dual SIM blocker, block SMS calls per phone, per SIM card, separate work life on your dual SIM phone. Okay. So it looks like you're really going after the dual SIM market. So I like this. This is social proof, right? If you already blocked, so the number of blocked calls, which is always going to be higher than the number of customers. Love this. I don't know if I want this because this feels like a meditation app. So just lean into the block calls a lot more personally. That's what I would say. Lean into that. All right, like this. Set up blocking rules. I think the setup blocking rules would be more of like, hey, block, set up, create custom rules to block who you want and when you want type of thing, Remy, versus like showing the steps, which you might want to show the steps. It might actually lead to people actually doing it. So I don't mind it, but I think the first couple of screenshots, I want to highlight that. Even with Google Play, like the main thing usually is the the app icon and the app name. So, the screenshots are important, but not as important on iOS than it is on Google Play. All right, let's take a look at some of this. So one thing that I am doing on Google Play, if you guys haven't caught the Google Play ASO in 2022, make sure you check out that video. But I noticed that the iOS had more views than the Google Play. So one thing you want to have here, Remy, is the H2 tags, right? Just like Google SEO, the web SEO, H2 tags have prominent weight when it comes to ASO rankings. You see how many downloads you have, 1,000 plus, which, for this type of app, you don't need that many to make some revenue. So think about that. I am testing out YouTube videos because with Google Play, this similar apps does drive downloads, right? Google Play Explore, if you look into your Google Play console, you can see that this is usually where the Explore is, or you're getting featured. But, I've been thinking about this, and one of our clients, again, small sample size, I'm trying to do more and more, but I just haven't done a good job of analyzing the results yet. But one of our clients, we saw I forget, 100 something percent increase. Now, granted, it was small numbers, so that's why you see these 100% increases in Google Play Explore downloads after we optimize the YouTube video. So within the YouTube video, there's the title, there's the short, the description, and there's a bunch of tags that you can put within Google, just like you can put keywords into iOS. And so in those tags, we're using a lot of competitors in there. And my hypothesis is that it's hacking the Google Play algorithm. So add a video here, first and foremost, and it has to be YouTube video for the Google Play video preview, and think about the big competitors out there, and then you might be able to, put those names into the tags. Well, okay. So that's what I'm thinking about when I talk about Google Play optimization and YouTube optimization for Google Play. All right. So let's take a look at your app in ASO mobile. So one thing I want to do is keyword monitor. The one thing I really like about ASOMobile, and a lot of ASO tools do this, but I think they do a better job of like finding the right keywords, because I feel like it's always wrong keywords, is once you add your app. So I'll add this next app that we're going to look at right here. I want to show you guys this real quick. Here. So this is not, I think it's only available in Dubai. Let's try Dubai. Is it just India then? I don't know. I wasn't able to find this app. Yeah, okay, so I was able to make it work. Okay, so India. So they come up with a lot of keywords that you can add, which are actually really good. So when I added Hush, so I'll just show you the Hush real quick. Let me add this keyword, add this app. These are all keywords that ASOMobile recommended. So let's go into Hush real quick. After this is all done, I don't want to ruin anything. I like this bar. All right. What's up, Remy? He said hi. Okay, let's go into it. Oh, keyword monitor real quick. Okay, so. Oh. Yeah, these are all the keywords that they recommended ASOMobile, which I really liked, right? Like robocall, I love that. So Hush, you're doing great. SIM card, 11, it's good. The traffic isn't super high, so you might want to think about that. And then robocall, low competition. So think about adding that in there because people are trying to have that. Let me go into Hush real quick. I want to see what the rules are. Is it just the dual? I didn't know people were using dual SIM cards on one phone. Yeah, so you might want to think about robocall. I just want to make sure it makes sense for you because it does have lower competition, right? And let's find some keywords for you. So high, very high, dual. Yeah, I had no idea. So this might be a good. You're number 2 for dual. That's great. Let's see what dual comes up for. Dual space. So because you're using dual SIM, that's what I really want to know is does it even have good keyword volume? So let's add that in here. Block calls. Look at block SMS, see, and apps per SIM card. So let's see, dual SIM. It's loading. You're number 4 for dual SIM. I just want to make sure it has traffic though, because my concern is it doesn't have traffic. And like things like call blocker, block calls, even hush, like it has traffic. So while that loads, I want to take a look at that and see. Okay, what you said, Remy. I mainly target dual SIM users. That's good. I like it. Okay, I like it. Okay, so Remy says, I don't want to compete with other call blockers. I want to really target the dual SIM market. So given that, then great. I don't want to mess with your ASO. I think it is good. What I would try to do then is move maybe apps out and put dual SIM blocker and then lead with dual SIM right here in the short description. And also definitely have dual SIM in the H2 tags right here. So with H2, let me see if I can show you guys an example of this. How we do it is, I just need a whiteboard on here. All right. Yeah, maybe I can, let me see if Melon has some whiteboard. But the way we do it is H2 tag, B, close the bold, B, close the bold, put the H2, right? Check out that video. I do try to put in like exactly how we put it. So that YouTube video does that, but that's what you want to in there, like lead with it, right? Like the best or over 10, what's the good tagline? Dual SIM blocker, right? Or dual, yeah, you have dual SIM blocker in H2 tag and over 10 million worldwide block calls, something like that, right? You want to kind of put that in there. So, right. It's still loading. All right, we'll figure that out too. Let's get into the app. Got my Android. Let's see if it still connects. All right, it's still connecting. Hush. Remy says subscription, please. All right, let's take a look. Take back control. Wow, you're already prompting this. I think this is too soon, Remy. I like the aggressiveness, but I would wait till second open. I don't know if you've noticed this, but I've gotten like 1-star reviews because I prompt them so quickly. Maybe you notice something different. Maybe put in the comments, Remy, if this is working for you. This asking for a user review right on first open. So I'm gonna do this for you just because I love you. All right, set up rules. I think this is too many. This is what 5. I've tried to break it down to 3 or 4. 5 is the upper limit. So be careful with this. I feel like it's too much. Oh, okay. Okay. It's a little bit scary to be doing this. Oops. But I don't really use this phone very often. How do I go back? Shoot. Oh, Android phones. Feel like this is a lot, but okay. All right. So great. You want to pop up the subscription page, the pricing page here. Don't wait. I know the trial says 31 days. We have a client of ours that is in a similar space, not with the dual thing, but it's either you pay or get out. And if you're going to allow me to have these 31 days, one, I feel like 31 is a little bit too long, maybe 3 to 5. This is probably a problem. If people are searching for this, it's a problem that people have, right? So they don't need that much time to decide if your app is good enough. Show the pricing page right here, first and foremost. I don't even know where the pricing page is. Tell me, Remy, where's the pricing page? Don't make me create a rule because I will not create a rule to see your pricing page. So put in the comments, where's your pricing page? I can't see it anywhere. But if you're waiting for me, it's at the bottom. This one, 31 days left. Okay. And it wasn't clear to me that it was a button. Now, granted, you're like, hey, it's the top 3 most clicked button, but it wasn't clear to me that it was. So this is so cheap that you should just show this. This is so cheap. So this is where I'm thinking about a decoy plan, right? Like, hey, it's so cheap, right? I don't mind it. I think you can probably increase it to like 20 bucks a year, but okay, fine. Fair enough. And especially if it's here's what I say too is, especially if it's a niche market, like dual SIM blocker. This is the people. You're not going after other all call blockers. Dual SIM blocker, you can increase your price a little bit. So think about increasing that to maybe 20 bucks a year. Okay. And then 149, it's fine, but you can probably increase that and then have a third decoy plan in there. And this is what I'm talking about, decoy plan. So let's say this probably doesn't come with any trial, right? Yeah, it doesn't. So what I would do is, Rudy said Android are cheap. All right, fine. I don't know. You're right. I don't know. You don't know Android very well. So keep it then. Keep it then. But I think what I would still do is have a lower trial period and show this pricing page during the onboarding. Okay. From a sequence. So I won't say into pricing because you're right. I don't know Android users. They are probably cheap, like you guys said. Now, what I would say is then show this pricing page during the onboarding. And that should help your conversions and do a lesser, like, do less time for the trial period here. And I think that if you can test this and make it look like a real button, I would probably do that. For me personally, I didn't think it was a button. I would have never clicked on it. As you can see, I was trying to find your pricing page. I couldn't find it. So for me, it wasn't really clear that this was a button for me to click on. But I don't know if you guys have any advice in the comments about that. 99 years is like asking for their account credentials. Okay. All right. Fair enough. All right. Pre says, is ASOMobile a cool tool? I think so. ASOMobile is a cool tool, and I'll tell you exactly why. It's very affordable, especially for the indie. And I'm on their max plan, but this max plan is pretty cheap. It's under $200, but it gives you so much market insights too, like kind of like a sensor tower. And so if you're looking for an ASO tool that allows you to have the market insights, definitely check it out. And again, it is a really affordable tool for the indies out there that combines all of this stuff that you normally see in a lot of ASO tools. But I think I like the other thing I want to talk about too, and I can show off this within the related to Remy and his app is the keyword density. So they have a keyword density tool. And we'll do this here where, let me see if I can find it. So under text analyzer, I'm going to paste this in. We're going to analyze it. Now you want to be careful. You want to have, so here's some keyword density block call. And then I want to go into the 2 words, dual SIM. You're good. 7 times you're saying that. Block calls 4 times. So this is a great way to get a sense of like what your keyword density is. And they'll even tell you if you're going after spam too much. Because you want to be around that 2% level, 2 to 3% level, I would say. But you don't want to get too aggressive. But I think the H2 tags will make a huge difference in that. Okay. Monthly lifetime is so Remy says, no, it's not my advice. I don't think lifetime is that important, but I think what I might try is if you guys are telling me, hey, this is really expensive I would just keep it the same. I wouldn't change too much. Lifetime, you probably have development costs, and so you might want to put lifetime. You might not. That's for you to ultimately decide and test. But I think if you do nothing else after this audit, is just show this pricing page during the onboarding. That's what I would do. All right, Jason says you can have country specific pricing. Don't auto convert. Set it manually. Yeah, there you go. That's a great way of thinking about it, Jason. Like, great point, Jason. Like, I think US people, $20 is not a lot, especially for the whole year. And so you can do that in the US. Show me $20 in US. Because I think it's also like counterintuitive in meaning that like if I see a $10 price, I'm like, is that really good app? You know, that's what I started thinking. And so I like Jason's advice. Show 20 in the US and then maybe all the other countries like show a lower price. Will you save this live? Yeah. He says, this live's forever. You can watch it forever. All right. I think we're good. All right. We didn't get to this Faisal. Faisal, I didn't get to your app, but like this app isn't available in my country, unfortunately. So it's harder for me to really analyze. And he wanted me to really look at user experience. So if you want to make it available in the US for a couple of days so I can check it out, if you can do that for me, that'd be great. But I'll check it out in a future live stream. Just reach out to me. All right. Miguel says, if you have a multi-platform app or game, is it better to release first on iOS and then tweak before releasing on Android? Good question, Miguel. You know, I think it's hard to answer for me because it really depends on the app. And if it's a game, you might want to release it on Android and do a pre-release. So there's a way to do that. Like, I think it's called pre-release on Android, but you could possibly get featured. Android's just a huge market. And so my thinking is that you might be able to get more leverage on Android and cheaper downloads and more data there. And then I've heard from others, just easy to tweak on Android, right? Rather than having to do it on iOS, just takes a lot longer. If it is going to be subscription based, though, I do think that probably launching on iOS is better versus launching on Android because you'll have better data there. So hopefully that answers your question, Miguel. Rassi says, at Hush app, we prefer ads than paying $9.99 a year. All right. Okay, Android users, I stand corrected. All right. Pre says, please advise some chats about same topics. Do you know? Please advise some chats about same topics. I don't know what you mean, Pre. So let me know. I don't know what you are talking about with the chats. All right, guys, we're a little bit over time. Oh, I do have some dad jokes. So I'll end with this. All right, I got some dad jokes for you guys. Okay, here we go. I'm not competing with anyone, so I should probably save some of these things. All right, we'll end with this. Why did the car have a belly ache? Why did the car have a belly ache? Because it had gas. All right, that is it. Cool. Kyle. What's up, Kyle? You're an ASO legend. Thank you. Thank you, Kyle. What are you? You from Australia, UK? You guys say legend. Okay, cool. And then Rudy says, okay, Steve, you convinced me. Today I'm raising my lifetime price from $4.99 on to $9.99 because it's a top-notch app. Love it. Rudy, let me know how it goes. Send me an email. Let me know. If it's on, I think you're doing it on iOS or Google Play. So that'd even be better. Oh, Kyle from Dust. Oh, what's up, Kyle? Good to see you, bro. Holy shiz. All right. S. Rudy. It's only me. Do you know about some chats? Do you know some chats about it? I have no idea what you're talking about with chats. You bet, Remy. Let me know how it goes, Remy. Hey, if I have audited your app and even my advice does not work, please let me know. And if it does, definitely let me know. But please let me know if it doesn't. And then if your app has or will have two code bases optimized on one market before jumping to the other, Joe is correct. All right, guys. Next week we're gonna be back. We'll have a guest. We're gonna talk all about advertising. I'm really curious about Twitter, Facebook, Reddit, and I have some ideas on that. I'm running actually a couple of tests on Twitter ads. So we're gonna have a guest back. I'm not sure exactly who it is because we gotta move some scheduling things around, but we're gonna have a guest and we're gonna probably talk more about the paid marketing side of things because that's what is top of mind for me. So, but if you guys have some suggestions on who you want to see or what type of topics you want to see, either leave in the comments, in the normal YouTube comments, or just hit me up on email, steve@appmasters.co or .com. Both of it works. But I'm glad to be back. I'm glad to see you guys. Thank you guys so much for being on here. I'm super excited about 2022. I'll see you next week. Have a great weekend. Bye. If you stuck on long enough, chats, it's a group where you can discuss. Are you talking about like a chat where we can all be together? Is that what you're talking about? Like, we'll do that too. So if that's what you're talking about, us as a community that we are already doing right here in YouTube Live, having it on like Slack or Discord, I will think about that as well. I hope that's what you mean. All right, just reach out to me, steve@masters.com. All right, guys, have a good weekend. See ya. Oh, one last thing. Fuck it. I'll talk to you guys next week.